What? No, I can't even see it. There's insulation in here? We've been in business since 1964 making all leather boots. To be honest, when synthetics are talked about or discussed, we kind of raise our noses at them because we're known for leather boots. We have compromised over the years a little bit by adding some insulation. Most insulation products are synthetic. The problem with a lot of those products is they're super bulky, they lose their R value once they're compressed, and to be honest, they get really stinky once they get wet, and sometimes they can even mold. That's not good for a leather boot. We even put insulation in the shaft of the boot. "My shins are really cold," said no one ever. So we stopped putting insulation in our boots, and many of our customers had very helpful feedback. They just said, gosh, a good pair of socks does the trick in most cold weather environments. But in the back of my mind, I thought, hey, if there was a material out there that didn't compress and lose its R value, that didn't stink and didn't bulk up a boot, I would be all in. And then it arrived. From space. Kind of, but not really. Today I'm super excited to be introducing our new Nix insulation. This stuff is not bulky, it does not stink when it gets wet, and it does not lose its R value when it's compressed. Our insulation is PolarThin. It's cutting-edge aerogel fabric with up to 4 times the thermal insulation and performance of traditional synthetic insulations. PolarThin has been specifically engineered as a super insulator for use in performance clothing and cryogenic applications. This feat of scientific innovation does not require loft to insulate and maintain thermal insulation when compressed, and it's only 1 millimeter thick. This material is water-phobic. Post-editing Grant here, water-phobic is actually not a word, it's supposed to be hydrophobic. Yes, water-phobic is a word. It does not absorb moisture and get gross and mildewy. It also has laser-cut micropores for breathability. This aerogel technology was produced for NASA space program and is used to insulate their satellites. And if NASA's using this to insulate satellites, why not insulate your feet with the same material? We're utilizing this material in the vamp to keep your toes warm, and we're also lining the bottom of the insole to keep cold from sneaking in under your feet. For the vast majority of customers, a good winter sock is plenty adequate to keep your feet warm. For those that are in really cold conditions for most of the year, you should definitely consider getting the insulation. One of the great values of this insulation is that it's 1 millimeter thin, but has almost 4 times the R value of traditional synthetic insulations. That means super warm toes and feet without all the bulk. Any boot that incorporates this PolarThin insulation will be fully rebuildable when your boots are ready to be recrafted. We cut the vamps, we cut the heel counters, we throw the old material away, and we can incorporate it into the new rebuild. So if you need to keep your feet warm for most of the year, go ahead and click on the link below and check out all of our new insulated options. I mean, they can't smell that bad.